Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is episode 8 of the Poet's Circle. I'm Don like the morning sun, and this is where we dive into the mind of the poet. But we're going to do something a little different today on this segment. Okay, because normally I'll interview poets, but I want to start interviewing the curators in the city who give poets their voice, who give people their platform to express themselves. So today, entering the Poet's Circle, we have one of the curators of what we call the Tiny Stage in Garland, Texas. All right, so if you're at home in your car or in your cubicle, please give it up for Mr. Carlos.
Hello,
How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. It's just so awesome.
Man, I'm so happy to have you here. We've been talking about it for a minute, and I'm just excited, bro. So, I performed on your stage many times. So there's so many different things I want to ask you, so many different questions I have for you. One, I want to know about the cultivation of the Tiny Stage. So I know you said that you're not the only curator, right?
I'm not the well, now I kind of am.
Okay.
I have help through Heido. He's another local artist too.
Oh. What? He's like the curator?
He's helping out mainly with sound.
Oh, got you.
A big thing with our stage is that we really try to make the sound as best as possible.
Got you.
But as far as curating and kind of running it, I guess I'm kind of doing that right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me what the idea was, or like the start of like, okay, hey, we're gonna do this thing. Yeah. Like, how did that come about?
The story of the Tiny Stage.
The story of the Tiny Stage.
I'm gonna try to condense this super short because I could talk about it for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's at the Tiny Stage. For those of you who don't know, is a local stage in Garland, Texas, attached to the Be Hippie Hemp Dispensary.
Yep.
And it all came from the owner of the Be Hippie Hemp Dispensary. His name is Chris Fagan. We call him Johnny Appleweed, or he calls himself Johnny Appleweed.
Okay.
It's kind of like the theme of how this even started. So, but kind of backtrack really fast. My background, my career has been in libraries for about 21 years. A big thing working in those libraries was doing programs. Mm-hmm. Programs are, if you don't know, it's if you go to your library and see people reading to kids or doing a craft for seniors, those are programs. And there's a dedicated team of, most libraries have this, a dedicated team of people that plan and execute these programs. Mm-hmm. And the real reason why, honestly, is because every year the city kind of votes for, should we fund this library?
Yes.
So if we have programs, it's kind of us showing you, this is your kind of tax dollars at work, sort of, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that was part of my job. So I would always have kind of ideas of like, how do we bring people to the library in different kind of ways? One of them was an open mic back then, because it was like, you wouldn't expect live music at a library. It's supposed to be quiet, right?
Right.
But that was kind of always my background. Fast forward, that career finishes, and I'm kind of want to get into marketing, because all throughout that, I started a soccer team called FC Denton, the first semi-pro soccer team in Denton.
Shout out.
And I got, we built from a small Sunday team to a national semi-pro level. And a lot of that was marketing, because people would see us and they would see like my social media posts and the flyers that I do, whatever for them. And we got a lot of attention that way. And I was using that team to help players go find bigger opportunities, which is kind of funny how I landed at the Tiny Stage or whatever, or how like what I'm doing now. So I want to get into marketing, and I come about the Be Hippie Hemp Dispensary. Real reason why, and I think you kind of touched on it in your interview earlier, but I wanted to stop drinking. That's been a big vice for me, and something that I struggled with, especially after my father passed. After he passed, I had to stop the whole soccer thing. Is like life. It was like, won't get into that so much, but I wanted to kind of stop that. And say what you will about it, but hemp was a great kind of tool for that. And thankfully it helped. And the Be Hippie was freaking great, because the people that worked there at that time were also soccer heads like me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I found my people. I was like, we can talk about soccer all day and smoke. It was great. And then one day I see them, because we're talking about soccer, and there's if you watch like the best soccer is in Europe, South America, but Europe mainly, like the Champions League. And those games tend to be, because of the time difference, like in the afternoon here, like 1:30, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I see them at the store, and they're setting up this old projector, and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? They're like, oh, we're going to show the game. It's a big game. I'm like, it's in the afternoon, that projector. I'm like, you got to be like in a pitch black room where you're not going to see anything. But I was like, hey, I have one though. Let me bring it out here. And I was like, hey, by the way, you guys have a really nice patio. So the Be Hippie Hemp Dispensary, it was built at in the same property as an old gas station.
Yeah.
So it has the same kind of like the where the gas pumps were. Now it's like a big patio.
Got you.
So that's where we kind of hang out and enjoy the flower, right? And that was kind of the cool thing is that we can do it outside and like no one's going to arrest us. It was it's all legal, so it was all good. So I was like, this is cool. But you guys do you do anything else here? Like, because my mind's about programs, right?
Right.
How do we bring people here to like see this freaking place? This is so awesome. It's a vibe, So I'm like, let me bring up my projector. Let's try it out. I brought it out there. It was cool. Like, good like 10, 15 people came out to watch, and they were like, this was really cool. I was like, why don't you let me do some like movie nights here, or like do something here? And for me, I'm like, would you let me do it under OP Promotions? Now it's OP Productions, but it was OP Promotions then because I was like, I want to get into marketing. So this is kind of a way that I can kind of get my foot in the door a little bit, maybe. If I can
OP is that you?
Sorry. Yeah. So OP stands for Olate Power. It's kind of an inside joke in my family.
Okay.
That comes from my father.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of funny. It's like so going to the supermarket or whatever. It was common that we're online and my father would go, watch, this register is going to break. And sure enough, we would see the lights start blinking and people start rushing over to figure out whatever the hell's going on with it. And we're like, man, we're like, but that's your fault because you kind of called it, right?
Yeah.
And then like if you're driving down the road and like, traffic's going fine and someone gets in front of you and slows down, you're like, what the hell? Like, really? And you're in a rush, right?
Yes.
That's Olate Power, like, so whenever something inconvenient kind of happened like that, it's Olate Power. Thankfully, nothing crazy,
Gotcha.
nothing dire, just like the inconvenience, annoying things, right? And then on the other hand, it seemed with me, I would have the opposite end of that. Like one story I love telling, it was with my sister, where it was like I was talking about it, and then it happened right there. We're at the Cold Stone the Cold Stone Creamery, that ice cream place where they have the ice cream on that Cold Stone, and
Yeah.
And I order a small, she orders a large. They accidentally give me a large and give her a small, but they didn't charge me for the large. So she's the one that had to kind of fix it, and I was good to go. And I was like, see, is because
good luck.
I generally have an optimistic outlook.
Me too.
Whereas my father and my sister kind of not so much. I mean, not like bad, but like they're more like realist,
Got you. So when you guys started doing because that's where the patio is, right? Like you guys were out there like doing the movie nights and things like that, right?
So they would let me come by like, every Friday or Saturday or whatever with a movie or bring a PS3 out there or play games. There was one night we did Mario Kart till like 3 a.m. It was freaking awesome.
That's lit.
And it's a really great location too because it's on the corner of Main Street and 7th Avenue, which is like at the entrance of downtown Garland.
Yep.
So going in and coming out, you saw this big screen, something happening there. Like, oh, they're not just smoking, like they're doing something there. And I was doing that. This is just them allowing me to slap the OP Promotions on it. Like OP Promotions presents movie night at the Be Hippie kind of thing.
Got you.
And then it was a regular thing where the owner, Chris Fagan, was like, you know what, this is kind of great. You kind of created your own job here. So I'll hire you. And he let me do their social media and their website, which back then it was not much of a website at all.
How long ago was this? Like, when did this start? Like
24?
20, you said?
2024.
24, okay, got you. So it's not that, it's
23,
not that
24,
old?
yeah. No, so the Tiny Stage, is barely 2 years old.
No
The Be Hippie's
way.
been there, I want to say, since 2019-ish.
Oh, right, okay, that's
COVID
cool.
times.
And I can feel it.
Yeah.
The way I feel when I go to the Tiny Stage, it feels like something that has been here maybe for ages, or just like something that maybe you like said passed on to you and then you were keeping it going. It's not like something like that, or
I think it's honestly because it's become an extension of what I was doing with soccer. Because the whole reason I started FC Denton, so I'm from Jersey.
yeah.
I played my whole life, played college, played a little semi-pro, and then moved down here like 25, 26, started playing down here. But then I'm approaching 30 and I'm like, all right, I'm not playing competitive anymore, but I still want to be in it. But I'm around all these amazing players and then and young players. And it was crazy that on Sundays we finish a game. For me, I need 2 days to recover, right? Mm-hmm. These guys are changing into different uniforms. I'm like, where are you guys going? They're like, oh, we got a game in Irving or Dallas or Fort Worth, like 3 games in one day. I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. They're like, we're trying to get noticed by somebody because somebody might know an assistant coach for a college or something, or, connections, right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of like the bad thing about American soccer. Don't get me started with that.
For sure.
So I was like, well, I'm kind of approaching my ending days of playing, and I've always kind of been a natural coach, even when I was little. I would kind of coach soccer, and so I don't know why, but that's always been kind of my thing. So I was like, you know what? These kids are so raw and they're amazing, but they're not being taught like properly. Like our practice for them was get together and play a game, but they're not learning like strategies and tactics and things like that.
Yes.
So I was like, well, let me form this team. And I was like, screw it. I'll start it where it is. And my goal will be to bring it as high as possible. I was talking like professional because I'm like, yeah, you guys are good enough and we'll get noticed enough, or maybe somebody with money will help us kind of go along. Right. So I was doing that from 2012 till about 21 when my father passed. Almost reached 10 years. I was kind of disappointed to not have my 10-year anniversary with it. Yeah, so from doing that, I helped several players go to college, a couple go pro. There was one that played in Gibraltar, second division in Mexico. It's freaking awesome. There is now, so at that point, there was no teams for any, at least men players in Denton to play because there is 2 colleges. There's UNT and TWU, but their Division I schools are mainly for women's soccer and football. Like football is everything over there, right? So there wasn't much for them. So I started FC Denton, and now there's two semi-pro teams. One of them is really big. It's called Denton Diablos, and they won one national championship. That team had 5 of our players on it, including their goalkeeper too. So the whole thing was me. I was like, I'm trying to get these guys up because I'm like, you guys have it. You just have to be seen. You need the freaking light on you, and the light's not on you, but let me try to shine this light on you, right? It started off with a little flame, a little candle holding it up, and then it turned into a spotlight, to the point that we were invited to play this team called Brazos Valley Cavalry, is near Austin. Yeah, I think it's still on YouTube if you look up FC Denton versus Brazos Valley. So we were invited there, and I'm like, why? They gave us red carpet, like hotel, bus, the whole thing, right? And I was like, why? And they're like, well, we're trying to find a team for our fan night. Fan night is like, the game where they're going to beat on somebody because they want to give their fans a good game, right? So I was like, okay. But they're like, but we saw what you're doing. We like what you're doing. And I was like, well, shit, if these people can notice us, I'm doing something right with the marketing, but we have something here.
Yeah.
We go there, and at one point we were winning 3-0. We ended up losing the game, but because they had to bring on their professional coach to kind of close it out. So it was really awesome. But so from that was kind of like the sort of spark of me, I like to say, becoming a lighthouse.
Yes.
In a sort of way.
Yes.
And I've only realized this recently. But yeah, so that's kind of maybe why the Tiny States feels a little bit like it's always been kind of like that.
Yes.
But it really hasn't, because it's barely 2 years old. And I can tell you how it all kind of started, really briefly, but yeah.
Yeah, what I'm getting right now is just, I love your background, because I was going to ask you about your background and what you were doing before this, and you're like, you're showing poetry,
so now music,
right. So, but I figured it would be, because normally, like, when we're doing what we're called to do, we don't think that, we're not doing it at first.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that that's what we're about to do. We kind of fall into it, stumble into it. You know what I mean? So I know the background story, it just always connects with what's happening right now. And what I'm getting from what you're saying is your background in coaching and looking at these local players, but trying to shine the light on them. That's what's happening with the local artists in, DFW, all the other things like that. People that we don't know anything about, but you're giving them the light. You're shining the light on them, and like you said, you're being the lighthouse. So I want to ask you, do you remember your first show? How did it go?
At the Tiny Stage?
At the Tiny Stage.
Oof.
How was
so
that?
That is the beginning of the Tiny Stage. That's literally
let's go. I want to know the
conception,
story.
the birth, all that. So thank you so much for giving me all the praise, and everyone that gives me all the praises for this, but it did not come from me. It came from Johnny Appleweed's head.
Shout out to
Johnny.
So
we're doing these events, and the way I am, I think you kind of know, I don't sleep a whole lot, or I'm a night owl. So you can reach me at 3 a.m, and I'm like, let's go, we're working. So he knows that we're doing these events, and at that point it was like, it's Sunday, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do Friday, like either a movie or karaoke or something, right? He texted me, and at that point, my colleague Manny Lopez, I can't leave him out of this story. He texts us both. He says August 8th, 2024. August 8th is Lionsgate. He texted this on August 6th, so 2 days before. August 8th is Lionsgate. If you know what Lionsgate is in astrology, it's on August 8th, when, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but it's when the sun rises in line with the constellation Leo, with the Leo constellation and the star Sirius.
Okay.
And it's supposed to open up a portal of manifestation where this is like where you can like set your intentions for the future and maybe get rid of some bad karma. Like it's kind of like your window to kind of like manifest something special, right?
Yeah.
So he texts us. He goes, August 8th is Lionsgate. We're going to manifest something. I don't know what, but we're going to use music. I want all day festival, live music, food. Can we do this? I was like, it's Monday and you want a festival on a Wednesday and it's August 6th. You know, I'm like, okay. The food thing at the Be Hippie, we do have free lot space for food trucks. So that was kind of a regular thing. So I was like, all right, well, there's that option, I guess. But in 48 hours, that's going to be tough. So but I'm like, we'd never done live music before. The closest thing was karaoke through Manny Lopez, through Garland Karaoke. Because he became a regular too and then started working there also and helping out with the events. And then some of them would be karaoke night too.
Nice.
So that was the closest thing to live music. But I was like, how the hell do you do this shit? Sorry if I'm cursing.
No, hey, you're good. You're good.
Are you good?
You're fine.
So we started like, it became the model between me and Manny where it was like, we could have told Chris, hey man, 48 hours, we'll try something, but I don't think it's going to be what's in your head. But no, we said, let's figure it out. So then we said, all right, let's freaking start looking around. And then it came to my head. I was like, you know what? Those soccer heads that worked at the Be Hippie, one of them knows his name is Christian from the Creatives Factory.
Okay.
I knew he was in music. I didn't know at the level he is. I mean, he's a big time producer in the DFW.
I need to go to the Creators Factory, by the
Yeah.
way. That's really dope.
You need to, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Especially for the songwriters nights.
I know.
Yeah.
I keep missing it. Keep going though.
But yeah, so I was like, hey, I heard you're in music. Could you help us out like with a couple acts? We might be able to pay them. We don't know. But I was starting to be a salesperson. I'm like some exposure, and the kind of cool draw is that we could no, at that point we didn't even have that option. There was nothing. It was just saying that hey, come out here and some exposure downtown Garland. It's like in the entrance of downtown Garland, so people will see them.
Exactly.
And he said, all right. So he sent us 3 artists. Four artists. So the 5th one was from the Garland Karaoke through Manny. Was
Yes.
a beautiful singer.
Yes.
So we pulled off that event, and that day, we had live music, and it ended up with Her Name is Solitary Witch. Ended up being the headliner just because she had the time for it.
Yeah.
But it ended up being like a perfect headliner.
Yeah.
Amazing singer-songwriter, plays the guitar, and he has this drum machine thing that it looks like a suitcase to you, but like she's playing the drums too. It's really cool. So I was like, wow. And then I'll never forget this. I'm sitting there watching the show and I'm like, we freaking pulled it off. And there's no stage, by the way. If you see the tiny stage now, there was no stage. It was that tiny house that's parked behind it was parked behind the store. It was all open. The stage was my projector screen frame with some twinkly lights and a couple of speakers like this.
Yeah.
You know, it was that was the stage.
Yeah.
But it was a whole vibe. But I'm sitting there watching this thing and I'm like, we freaking pulled it off. This is crazy. And then this guy sits next to me. His name is Archive Albert, I think on Instagram. Amazing freestyler. Part poet also. This guy, the way he has his word, whatever. He sits next to me and I'm like, hey, what's up? My name is Carlos here. You know, like I'm happy that this thing's going off and I'm introducing people, you know, whatever, myself. And he's like, I go by the name of Archive. I'm like, oh, you must be an artist. And he kind of looked, he has sunglasses on at like 10 p.m. You know, I was like, he's like, yeah, I do some stuff. I'm like, that's what's up. And then Solitary Witch is on stage and she goes, hey, I saw you at Deep Ellum doing something. He's like, he's a really dope rapper. Come up here. So he gets on stage and they do this thing together that I thought they like wrote together and performed together a lot. And I was like, wow, that was amazing. Are you streaming anywhere? Like, no, that was freestyle. I was like, what? I was like, that just happened? Like, there was no like trying to figure each other out or like, you know, it was like beautiful. So I was like, wow. So I fell in love with Archive. And then I was like, oh my God. So I was like, these artists are, you know, amazing. After that night, the owner was like, we got to do this again. Like, this was awesome. Yeah. So I was like, well, I used to do open mics at a library. So I was like, let me try it out. And the same thing with soccer. It seems to be with artists. You know one good player, they know 2 other ones. They know 3 other ones, right? So through that, I was like, well, shoot, let me have an open mic. And it was a Friday and Saturday. And I had 3 featured artists for each night because I was terrified about having an open mic with no acts. So through that, we got connected with DM Rice, who this is who I call the Mount Rushmore of the tiny stage. DM Rice, amazing poet, by the way. You will love DM Rice.
Got you.
JM Solis, Mia Potter, and Archive was in there. So we had those up. It was Friday and Saturday. The owner fell in love with this. He was like, "This is freaking great." We didn't have a crazy turnout, but just the music and this being exposed to these kind of like, and these are local artists. These are not like people that we hired or whatever. They just want to get out there and be seen. He was like, "This has to be a thing." So then it was about September, like mid-September. Remember, the first one was August 8th, so about like mid-September, he comes out there with a bunch of wood and a miter saw and his stepfather. They convert that tiny house into a little studio, like wired it all up.
Yeah.
We got our mixer and everything, and then he literally built that tiny stage with like almost by himself. I did lay down a couple of planks.
Yeah.
And Manny also helped a lot too. But yeah, in about 10 days, built it all up, built that marquee wall and everything, which is a funny story if you want to hear about that one.
I'm gonna have to get you on a live because because we're short on time, that's on me. But also, there's a cool story on that.
Real fast, that's kind of how it was sparked. It was the owner wanted to celebrate Lionsgate, and he literally said, "We're gonna manifest something," and he did.
And then you end up being the guy for the job. You just end up, and then with all the skill sets that you have, and then also, I mean, like you said, even though because sports does kind of correlate with art, you know what I'm saying? It really is the same. So like you having that, you still have the vision, which is why I always give you the credit for that, because you always say, I'm not a poet. I really feel like just poets and curators in the way of the vision are the same. You know what I mean? It's a creative thing that you have to do to create the space for people to come and express.
Yep. It's
very, very creative. And like in the way that you did it and are still doing it, and Hyro and all those people, all you guys are just amazing there. So just if y'all don't know about the Tiny Stage, it's in Garland. It's an outdoor type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? The performances are outdoor.
Sometimes inside if the weather's pretty crappy, but
if it gets crazy, but most of the time
it's called the Tiny Corner. The Tiny Corner is a whole different vibe.
We were still kind of like, because there's a hood, a roof over it, so you can come outside. It's free, you know what I mean? And we go in there and we eat, we watch performances all night. Like he said, he's a night owl, so we be there at 1:00 in the morning, still going, and still just having a really, really good time. I performed there a couple of times. He, let me grace the stage. I performed for 2 hours one night. You know what I'm saying? It was just me.
Yeah.
Oh, and Abyss, and we had a great, great time. So I
need to get back to the Tiny Stage too.
I just wanted to shine light on what you're doing, because what you're doing for the city, it means something to us, you know what I mean? And for creatives like me that have a place where we feel comfortable, where we feel like we can come and literally be ourselves and not be judged, not be looked at a certain way, and then even try new things, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we're not going to get it right, or sometimes I'll have an idea and the only way I want to like do this, I can't do it in my room. I got to do it on a stage somewhere. So the Tiny Stage has been that for me, and I'm sure it's like that for many others.
You just reminded me of Adrian Tripp.
Tripp
was doing that where she was using the Tiny Stage on Sundays, which is not our show nights, but I was there anyway, so I was like, sure, if you want to. She was using the Tiny Stage for live rehearsals. So like
that's what it is.
We were watching people like work out music and then come together in the end to do something, like.
Yes,
the culmination of all that stuff, and you were part of that too. So it was so freaking cool to watch. But yeah, that's to hear that is like the biggest thing for me that kind of keeps me going with this stuff. And because the big payoff for me is after these shows and seeing how you're all buzzing. Like, and again, you're not playing in front of like 100 people. Like,
no, it's like, I think max 20,
right?
Max.
Well, sometimes there's more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm saying when I was there, it was because I was always there at like really late at night or something like that. And people would come, they're passing through, like you said, they're going through the downtown. Some people walk by and they say, oh, what's going on over here? They just sit in and then they go about their day. They maybe finish their food and watch the show. Right. But they always, just like you said, it doesn't have to be thousands of people. I just want to connect with people. And like the Tiny Stage has been a connection for all of us. Now,
and it's a stepping stone, I hope, is that
it is.
That's how I see it, is that you're not coming here to get paid big money or to do anything huge. You're coming here to go somewhere bigger after this. That's what I tell every artist, is that my goal is to have to pay top dollar to go see you somewhere else. Like, and yeah, don't forget us, but like that's in the same thing I told all my players. I'm like, I don't want to see you here in 3-4 years. I want to have to pay to see you somewhere else on a bigger team.
Well, Hey,
So
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's kind of what the tiny stage is kind of about,
gosh.
you know.
When I know, because I know my trajectory, I know I'm gonna go somewhere, but I ain't gonna never forget the tiny stage, ever, ever, ever. I really love what you're doing. I love you personally, and I like that you not only create the space, but you pour into us. You make us feel like superstars. So I wanted to do that for you today. I want you to know that you're a superstar, even though you're behind the camera.
I'm so giddy watching you here with your own show. I was like, hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, yeah.
Yes, but I want to bring that back to you because you've given that to me. You've given that to so many others. Like, dude, you're a superstar. You're a rock star. You like Goku and Dragon Ball Z. You're that dude. Okay. So, do you have a poem?
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the questions you asked me about doing a poem, and I'm not a poet.
But
I'm not an artist either.
You.
I'm not a guitar player much either.
He can play.
I can play a little bit. Yeah. I'm just gonna get a little comfortable here. So this is by a local artist too. Also, kind of in honor of this cool open mic that we have going on called DFW Covers Others.
I want to get on that so bad. Please, please let me get on that.
It's a cool open mic. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Am I good here?
So I'm about to take
it's a cool concept. If ChatGPT is correct, it's one of the first like it in the country, where it's an open mic, but the rules are you can only do covers, but you can only cover other local artists. So it's an attempt to kind of show different kind of camaraderie and highlight other people, and some kind of cross promotion too. Because say if I have 10,000 followers and this person has 500, but I'm covering their song. Now my fans see theirs and vice versa, right?
Nice.
But it's really cool to see other people kind of watch their songs be covered because the local artists here maybe don't expect people to really take the time to learn their song and sometimes do a whole different version. Like shout out to Roman the Writer. I'm wearing his shirt right now.
Shout out.
He did that with the Blue Line. I think a couple of songs are freaking amazing and they're streaming now on Spotify. But did a whole different rendition of their music. But I digress. The reason why you asked me about doing a poem or which poem that I want to do.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, music is kind of poetry.
Music is poetry.
When you strip it all down, you're just left with what? Rhythm, the imagery that you paint in your mind, right? And that's poetry, right? And the emotion that it draws out, right? And I love poetry. And you're kind of one that really inspired me to even consider me even liking poetry. I didn't think I did until I started analyzing why, like the songs that I like and why. I'm like, shit, yeah, I do love poetry. And this is why, because like there's words where they can be even so simple, but they invoke so many thoughts in your head in different at different times too.
Yes.
So this is one song. It's called "On Hold" by Joe Canil Folks Home. That has found me in two big moments in my life recently that I fell in love with, and yeah, this is it. So. Don't rush your soul. Takes time that you don't even know. You're growing old. You're not alone. We got time in the back half of life. If we're not sure we're doing it right, the end ain't your friend tonight. Keep your life inside, keep your light inside. We got friends that make it out alright. Others want to see us fall instead of rise. Don't give them the credit, don't let them just sing with your own. With your own mind. You're framed just like a picture. The memories I have with her. Man, would I miss her. Love found in the bicker. We don't need to let go. What makes us young and what makes us old, and we don't need to know. everything. We haven't been told. Leave it on hold. Keep it on hold. Oh.
Come on, my live audience. Come on, my live audience.
Thank you.
Come
Thank you.
on.
That
Yo,
was
we got my
on
first
hold.
live performance on.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
Yeah, like literally with live music. Oh my
Sorry, I'm
God.
sweating like balls.
No, it's okay. But look, we're gonna wrap it right here. All right, look, this is episode, what we at?
8.
8 of the Poet Circle.
Oh, 8. August 8th. August 8th.
Oh,
Holy hell.
man. You know you're big on
Lionsgate,
numbers.
8-8.
You know you're big on numbers.
How crazy
Chills.
is this?
Yo, we just had
and
Carlos
7 is a
from
big
the tiny
7 is a
stage
big number.
on
We're
my
on
Poet
7th in
Circle,
Maine.
Okay? No,
Oh,
no,
this was
seriously,
meant to
seriously,
be.
Seriously, meant to be.
Jeez.
Always. Thank you
Meant
so
to
much.
be.
I love you. I love what you're doing for all of us, for the poets and for the creatives out there. Actually, more poets will come. I'll make sure to bring
I
them.
hope so, yeah.
I will bring some. But look, make sure that you find the poet within. Keep creating. Keep being inspired. And always, peace.
See ya.